Hey everyone, it's Bri and I'm back with another scrapbook process video for the Shimmerz Paints Color Kits team. And I'm going to be working with the November color kit, and I'm going to go ahead and show you all of the contents right now. I have everything laid out on my desk. The cut file for this month is exclusive. It is the Thankful for Every Little Moment cut file, and I cut it on some textured white cardstock. We also get a set of dots. These are the Hello Fall dots, and these are epoxy flare, and they do have a little pop dot on the back of them to give them some dimension. We also get these pearl embellishments, which are flat back pearls and super pretty and perfect for fall. You do get a vibe spray. It is called Don't Rain on My Parade, and it's this gorgeous dark blue. We also get a Misty Morning Inklings, and with Inklings you just have to add water to the little paint pot and to get all the paint activated. There is a new exclusive color in this kit this month. It is called Show Me the Honey, and it's also an Inklings, so I'll just add water to that to get everything activated. Shimmerz in, which one is this one? Oh, Precious Metal. And the original Shimmerz already has liquid in it. You just have to stir it up to get all that shimmer that settles at the bottom mixed with all the liquid. The last color that you'll get is a Going Peach Side, which is also a Shimmerz, and it is super pretty. I absolutely love this color. So fun. And this is the entire November color kit, and I love it so much. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get working on painting this cut file. This was kind of a last minute decision. I didn't plan on actually painting on the cut file, but when I saw all the colors laid out after I had showed them to y'all in the beginning, I saw the Show Me the Honey Inklings, as well as I think I used the Going Peach Side, as well as the Misty Morning. So I saw kind of like the gradient of colors, I guess you could say, and thought it would look really pretty if I painted those colors on and like on each row. So I'm just going in and painting the word moment with the Show Me the Honey Inklings, and then excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and go up on Going Peach Side and paint the next line up, which is Every Little, and get that painted on. Now, I didn't add any gesso to the cut file. I just kind of like the look of it when you just apply the color on the actual cut file instead of adding gesso. So it absorbs the liquid very quickly. Like it doesn't have that barrier for the color to sit on. So once you apply the color, it immediately soaks into the paper. Now, I tried to not add too much water to each of the colors because since I didn't add gesso, I didn't want my paper to warp and for it to like possibly tear and become super delicate. So I just lightly painted on one coat of color onto each one. Now, these colors do dry pretty lightly, so if you want a more deep or richer color, just apply several coats of the paint and you can have it as light or as dark as you want. So the Misty Morning Inklings, it's really hard to see like on camera, but in person it dries really sparkly and really, really pretty. So you can tell that there is, it's not the stark white, but it's very subtle and super, super pretty. All right, so I'm just going to finish painting the cut file, and then as soon as I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and stick it to the side so it can air dry, and then I'm going to get working on the background. So I'm just going to finish up here. Make sure I have all the little like spots painted so every section has some sparkly paint. I'm just going to stick it on a piece of paper towel so it can kind of absorb like the bottom. Since there isn't any gesso, it does get like the whole cut file is pretty much wet, and the paper towel kind of helps absorb the backside. So I have a piece of basil marshmallow cardstock that I've prepped with some clear gesso, and I've spritzed on some water to help get the color moving before I sprayed on that Vibes Don't Rain on My Parade. So I'm loosely just painting the background. I really wanted the a dark background because my cut file is really, really light. So I wanted everything to pop off a dark background. So I'm going to mix the Don't Rain on My Parade vibes with that Precious Metal Shimmerz, and then I'm going to go in with some of the Going Peach Side just to have some, hip pops of that little pink peachy color, and then I'm also going to add in some of the Show Me the Honey Inklings. Just to kind of, create a pretty background and to bring in more of the colors that you could find in the painted cut file that I did in the beginning. All right, so just going in with some splatters, and this is where I'm going to bring in my paintbrush. I kind of prefer to use my paintbrush when I do splatters, just so I have a little bit more control, and to put them where I want and make sure I've got all of like my colors evenly distributed. So there's where I add Show Me the Honey. And honestly, I didn't really have like an idea of how my background was going to go. Adding the Show Me the Honey was kind of like an afterthought. And I thought, okay, you may as well add it. And when it dries, it's kind of like a really gorgeous gold. And it's so sparkly, especially on top of that precious metal Shimmerz. So, so pretty. So I like to twist and turn and see all the sparkles, and I do show y'all the dried background here in just a minute, and you can see how sparkly and shimmery the background is, and you can kind of see it here how sparkly that Show Me the Honey is sitting on top of all those dark colors. I love it, so pretty. All right, I'm just gonna clean up my my desk here, and then excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and start backing my cut file. I cut most of it out. I kind of just show y'all just a little bit. But in Silhouette, in the Silhouette software, I went ahead and duplicated the cut file and released the compound path so that I can take the insides of the cut file and offset the letters so that when I needed to when I backed my cut file, all of the work was done for me. My Silhouette just cut all of the letters, so when I went to go back it, everything was sized and ready to go. And it also allowed me to choose different pattern papers for each of the letters. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I think I've been talking too much today. All right, so anyways, I used a mixture of Felicity Jane pattern papers. I think it's mainly Rebecca or Hannah. I can't remember which one. But now you can see, look at all the shimmer and of like that Show Me the Honey and the precious metal, and the mixture of Don't Rain on My Parade with the Going Peach side up at the top. And I love how this background turned out. I am super glad that I added the Going Peach side so it wasn't so dark and it had a little bit of, softer, delicate areas. And when you put the cut file on it, it just looks super nice and I love it. So yeah, like I said, I was using a lot of Felicity Jane pattern papers to back my cut file, and that's also what I use to embellish my layout. So I did add a bunch of foam tape to the back of my cut file just to pop everything up. I do always like to apply foam tape to my cut files, especially when I have like a mixed media background. I like the dimension and I like everything popping off the page. So my photos are sized in a size that I never scrap with. They are of some flower fields in my hometown where I grew up in California. They're known as the Valley of the Flowers. And honestly, I don't know how many flower fields are left in my hometown. But growing up, as well as when my kids were little, there still are flower fields, or there were back then. And I even had my senior photos taken in a flower field. So it's just absolutely beautiful. That my hometown is like 5 miles away from the beach, and on the way to the beach are just fields of flowers, or there were. I think there are still flower fields, but not as many or not as much as there used to be. So anyways, I had these I had like the way, like in PicStitch, it's like an app that I use for my photos just to size them differently. I picked a certain layout and it had like a space to add like this size photo. So I thought, okay, I had, taken some shots back in 2009 of my boys in the flower fields, and I thought those would be like fun photos to print and maybe eventually add on a layout. And I mean, I didn't plan on using these photos for the layout. I just happened to look over, and just the fact that they kind of fit on top and bottom of the cut file, how they sandwich it, I thought it looked super cute. So I love how it turned out, and it's so pretty, and I took these in the fall, and it was perfect for this layout. So I'm just embellishing with a bunch of floral ephemera from, honestly, I think it's Rebecca. It's either Rebecca or Hannah from Felicity Jane. I'm so sorry, I can't remember. So yeah, just creating little embellishment clusters, and then I'm going to go ahead and add those dots from the kit. And as usual, I love to add tangled thread under epoxy flare. I think it just gives it another layer of texture, and it kind of pops, like makes them pop a little bit more, kind of draws your eye around the page, like, when you see thread, and it's just fun. So I used all three on the layout. and kind of kept in mind like the color scheme or where I was putting it. I thought the top needed a pop of yellow, and then the bottom would look pretty, on top of the pink, and then the gather with the blue, the top right. So I think this is basically it. I don't think I do too much more in regard to adding pieces of Felicity Jane embellishments. I do, to finish everything off, I do reach for those pearl embellishments here, and I'm just going to treat them like enamel dots or like buttons, and sprinkle those around my 3 clusters. So I'm just going to use some glue and get those down and like kind of, scatter them in little 3s. And I cut some of it out because it took me a while. I usually don't get my nails done because I do work with paint and stuff, and my nails always have color all over them when I'm scrapbooking and doing a lot of mixed media. But I had saw like these red aspen nails. I know this is completely not scrapbook related, but I tried them out and I absolutely love them. You just do them at home. They're like press on nails and they're so fun. So anyways, that's it. This is my final layout. My final photo of my layout. Don't forget to add my name to the comment section of your next order, and for the whole month of November you can also get a free cute gobble, I think it says gobble to you wobble dot, and it's a cute turkey. So you can get 2 freebies this month by putting my name in the comment section, and then any order in November will get you that cute little turkey dot. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.